What's up, everybody? The Reds are back with a bang after the international break. Jurgen Klopp's men defeated Steve Bruce, massive head, and his Newcastle team by 3-1. Wasn't all plain sailing for the Reds, often after these international breaks, particularly when you've got that ridiculous 12:30 kickoff. It can take a little while to get going, and Connor, very quickly Newcastle settled in with an absolute belter of a goal.
Yeah, Jethro Williams didn't even know he was at Newcastle, to be honest. Just pops up on the left, cuts in on the right foot and just bangs it past Adrian.
He's one of those names, isn't he, that's been going around in football. You never know where he is, but you've heard of him.
Yeah, he's one of them, like, when he was a bit younger, everyone thought he was going to be like the next big thing, and he just kind of fell off, and now somehow at Newcastle.
Jethro was a belter of a name, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a good name. Better goals though.
We settled in after that very quickly. The Reds started to get back into the game. It was such a shame. I said to Connor, and people probably won't believe this because I did my team prediction, I said to Connor during the week that I have a sneaky feeling that maybe we'll see Divock Origi start ahead of Firmino because of all the travelling that Firmino did. Brazil had a couple of games over in America. So I had a feeling that maybe Origi, yes, he had some international duty, didn't play as much, that he might start. Unfortunately, Connery picked up a knock pretty early into the game. I think it was 30 something minutes by the time he went off.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened exactly. I think he got a kick and he kind of played on and then just couldn't play on. Bobby came on, thank God he did, to be fair.
I feel like this is all foreplay because inside I'm going, yeah, Craig, and I'll get through the Liverpool match, but then get to boast about how far we are on top of the league. And we're getting there, ladies and gents, don't worry, we are getting there. But look, after that it was just basically, how dare you come to Anfield and score and go 1-0 up against us.
Yeah, it was completely dominated, didn't have a sniff after that.
Again, Roberto Firmino shows what Roberto Firmino is, how valuable he is. Sadio Mane with 2 great goals today, which is absolutely fantastic. Everybody was sharing around the passes and the chances today. But the moment for me of the entire game was just Roberto Firmino setting up Mohamed Salah. It was, you showed me an angle actually afterwards of Virgil van Dijk before he scored.
The second Salah even got the ball, he was just celebrating hands in the air.
It was
5 seconds before he actually scored.
That skill from Firmino, I think I tweeted out something like he's a bad man, something like that. Like, that was just ridiculous.
Those men have families, like.
It was 2 touches and like both not looking in the right direction, and then a beautiful slide rule pass that you'd be proud of if you were like looking in that direction. And then he didn't even have to break stride, Mo Salah, and Mo Salah does what Mo Salah does most of the time. And Liverpool got their deserved 3-1 victory today, and 5 games out of 5 in the Premier League this season, 15 points. An interesting stat to something that I actually heard on American television earlier on. Yes, we've won 14 games in a row in the Premier League now, which is absolutely fantastic. But we're the first club, Connor, to do that and have scored at least 2 goals in each game as well.
That's impressive. When you think about how many goals that is and how many games in a row that actually is.
We had a little chat in the car on the way back earlier on. I mean, we went and we watched the second half of the Manchester City game, interestingly enough, in a sports shop. We were buying some MLS shirts. So they had this kind of mini little stadium seating section in the United World of Soccer at the Florida Mall. So we got to sit there and we went in, and Connor said to me, look what's going on. And me, like the excited big child that I am, I'm just running around the shop grabbing, looking at jerseys. And then I turned around to see this, I must be 50, 60 foot screen. And then I see Norwich 3, Manchester City 1. And I thought, alright, well there was like 50 minutes gone at the time. I thought, right, I'll just keep wandering around the store. Time went on, and yes, Manchester City did pull one back, but they did it. Norwich did it, Connor. They actually went and fucking did it. They beat Manchester City, and we now have a 5-point cushion at the top of the Premier League.
How crazy is that? 5 games in or 5 points later?
This was a game that I was impressed by Norwich when they came to Anfield. We said that in our post-match shows. People kind of mocked Liverpool a little bit because they thought we should have absolutely destroyed Norwich. But Norwich are a good team. Their manager knows what he's at. Timo Pukki is a player who's absolutely on fire. And their crowd today, again, at Carrow Road, was absolutely awesome. And you could see what it meant to old and young inside that stadium today to beat Manchester City, the first year back up in the Premier League in a few years. And this leads me to something that we were speaking about before we started recording, and it's something Connor actually mentioned to me during the summer. He spotted at what he believes to be genuine nerves and flaws in Pep Guardiola, and you think that Guardiola really is starting to feel the pressure now?
It does seem that way. Like, results not going his way. Sané and Laporte out injured, lost company, who was the club captain there for a very long time. I think people underplay how important that might actually be. Like, it's a big influence. It's been gone.
For the end of last season, and Gary Neville made a very good point on this, and it's not very often you'll hear me say that, but he said Vincent Kompany showed his leadership to play and get through those last 10 Premier League games last year for Manchester City. And losing Leroy Sané was a massive loss and would have been to any club, because to have him to come off the bench would frighten the shit out of many a team.
Completely different.
And I would be one of those people that would be worried seeing him coming off the bench against us if he was playing us. But then to go and lose Laporte as well, who, if we could have picked a player for them to have lost, another player probably would have been high up on the list. And we'll again reiterate, we never wish injury on any player. You are starting to see the cracks form now, and this is before any of the FIFA stuff comes out. This is before any of the media pressure starts ramping up. And I've read some stories saying that this FFP stuff could drag on well into the season. So that, not knowing what's going on there, I wonder, will that lead Manchester City into going on a big spending spree in January, or will they be so fucking worried that they won't do anything for the fear of maybe what's going to come with FFP? The centre back is somewhere they probably need to address, because even without Laporte's injury, you knew they were looking at Maguire. We knew that they wanted to get another centre back, and Jurgen Klopp and Pep Linders and the Liverpool coaching staff must be sitting back now with a little wry smile on their face, thinking, yes, we told you motherfuckers that there's a reason we're not doing much business, because these guys are fucking brilliant.
How does it think though? 5 points clear, 5 games, 5 wins without Alisson.
Without Alisson, without Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain only coming back, as you said, and Sadio Mane having a very short break beforehand. People trying to make something of the incident before this game. You can see today that they were passing, smiling, knocking around to each other.
People seem to think arguing is a bad thing. That means they're just passionate, they want to win. If they don't argue, there's something wrong.
And this was again today with Jordan Henderson getting rested, Gini Wijnaldum stepping up and again doing what Gini does, which was a fantastic job. Fabinho doing what Fabinho does in midfield. It is getting to the point now, ladies and gents, where it is realistically possible, if we can get through the games against Chelsea, the difficult period that we have coming up. I mean, the Champions League game against Napoli, I don't want to say it's an irrelevance, because it isn't, but it's the most difficult of all the games that we're going to have in the group. So to even come out there with a point, I mean, you're getting through this group. Let's be fair,
we should be finishing at least second.
Yes, we should be getting through this group, and after that, it doesn't really matter who we play, because we're capable of beating anybody in Europe on their day. I'm keeping an eye on other clubs' results around Europe. Real Madrid at the moment, 3-2 at home today, in the early kick-off. Another not lucky win. I mean, they were 3-0 up, but they were pegged back. But there are weaknesses in that team as well. There aren't many clubs around Europe that scare me at the moment looking at it, and Liverpool, whilst I'd love us to go far in Europe again, it is all about the Premier League this year. And I said it in a tweet earlier on, I genuinely think that they have the bit between their teeth this year for the Premier League, and that they are going to go hard, they're going to go fast, they're going to give it 100%. Not that they didn't last year, but we're seeing weaknesses and we're seeing cracks in this Manchester City team. They're dominating possession, they're getting their opportunities, they have some fantastic players, but we have the sum of our parts, I think, are starting to show how good that they are, and the mentality and the steel. Mentality monsters, the phrase that keeps coming up, that keeps being used, and again the wonderful Paul Tompkins book. Inside and all day we've been just walking around with a fucking smirk on our faces, and we weren't the only ones in that shop sitting there watching that game celebrating. I have to say there were other people sitting there celebrating. So the Reds have done it. The Reds have gone 5 points clear in a day where anything could have happened, and we would have thought probably, yes, we would expect Liverpool to beat Newcastle at home, and we probably would have expected Manchester City to go and beat Norwich, and it didn't happen, and it wasn't even a draw, it was a loss. They're 5 points down already this far into the season, and
we're the only team unbeaten as well.
Yeah, and that allows us to go into this period, and you're not ever wishing to lose a game, but it allows us to go into this period and know that one fuck up won't cost us, one fuck up won't let us slip back down. And if we get through this and we win these games, fuck me, we have a good chance of opening up a bit of a gap there as the season goes on.
Yeah, by the time we get to 10 games played, it'll be very interesting to see what the table's looking like.
I'm saying it right now, we're favourites to win the Premier League. I'm saying that right now. As far as I'm concerned, sitting here now, we are favourites to win the Premier League this season. It was something that 888 asked earlier on. I tweeted something, they quote tweeted saying, do you think Liverpool are favourites? Yes, I genuinely do. And for people watching City fans or fans from other clubs, that's not me being an arrogant prick saying Liverpool are going to win the league, this is their year. I think it's a genuine conversation that needs to be had. We look the strongest, most resolute, most fearful, most combined, most well drilled, and most complete squad in the Premier League. I mean, City have bags and bags of talent, but their defence is shaky. There is no denying that their defence is shaky.
Yeah, when you have Otamendi starting,
Otamendi and Stones, and I've still never rated Stones to this day.
I always said he's an average midfielder playing centre back basically.
Yeah, he's all right. He's And City will come and City will go through patches and City will blow teams away because they're a fantastic team with a very good manager. But they've won the league for a few years in a row. They won the treble last year, and as good as they are, it is hard to maintain the hunger, the desire, week in and week out. It's people, and you hear this in other sports, boxers and all say, it's almost easier to win that world title. It's the hardest thing defending it because you've got the hungry people coming after you. And Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp look fucking hungry, mate. They look really fucking hungry. Also another shout, I think Sadio Mane is going to be the top goal scorer for Liverpool in all competitions this season.
Called that before as well.
You absolutely did call that during the summer as well. I suppose just look a check-in. Myself and Connor, as things sit here now, we're filming this really quickly. We're about to head off and go watch the Orlando City versus New England Revolution game. Massive shout out to Orlando City for opening up their doors to us basically, and giving us full media access, and the guys have been so generous to us, and we really do appreciate that. Looking forward to heading in there. As we film this, it is of course Saturday, as you know, so tomorrow we're heading down to Tallahassee to meet the Liverpool Supporters Club down there. Really looking forward to that. Tuesday, meeting up with the guys from Tampa Bay Supporters Club for the Napoli game. We're going to watch that with them. So fortunately we have brilliant Wi-Fi in the house here, which is great. So we can upload stuff. There might be a couple of little bite-sized agendas, and we're definitely going to keep the videos coming, and we're going to be doing a bit of a vlog of our trip as such as well. So keep an eye out for more stuff coming up on the channel. We kind of got to run now. I haven't even got time really to run through man of the match and stuff like that, but I'm giving it to the front three as a combined three. I don't really care.
Give us the whole team being 5 points clear.
Do you know what? I lie. I'm giving it to Sadio Mane, and here's why I'm giving Sadio Mane, because I had him captain of my fantasy Premier League team this year. So I think he alone got me something like 30 points.
Jesus.
Today. So
I forgot to change this week because I was on the flight and I just forgot.
So yeah, we were even delayed, like really delayed. Like we were taking the piss. I think 4-hour delay in total. To get over. We got in so late last night, but look, we're here, we're rested, we're up, we've gone and done a few bits today. We're looking forward to keeping up with you guys and catching up. If you've enjoyed this video and you enjoyed the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'd love to know your thoughts and comments below in the stream comment section. I keep saying description. I'm fucking stupid at this.
It is description, yeah.
How many? I've been doing this 20 months now and I'm still calling it notes, descriptions. Anyway, let us know what you think. That's the most important thing. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up as well. Keep an eye out for more stuff coming up. And more importantly than ever, Connor, we often say turn on notifications, but anything can happen at this point where we are. We could go live at some point today from the Orlando game on our phones. Anything can happen, so do keep an eye out on the channel. Turn those notifications on. And enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the fact that Jurgen Klopp's team are on top of the motherfucking Premier League by 5 points, unbeaten, 14 games in a row winning in the Premier League. 2.5 years, as Steve Bruce himself said. Actually, I want to give a little bit of credit to Steve Bruce before we finish up, because I started this taking the piss out of the size of his massive head, and as somebody with a massive head,
it's fair game.
It is a massive head.
It's fair game.
But he was given a lot of credit by two players that worked with him and that spoke very highly of him, in Jordan Henderson and Andy Robertson, who worked with him at Hull. They spoke very highly of Steve helping him guide their career, so we have to be a bit thankful for that, even though he's a fucking ex-United player.
Yeah, like people see, like the Bruce with the team he plays, it's kind of boring football, but people don't see what goes on behind the scenes. Like, he could be a great man manager.
Yeah, and that is so important at times, especially when you were looking at the Jordan Hendersons, the Andrew Robertsons, who weren't superstars, who were just making their way through at the time. And he could have instilled that belief in them to keep pushing on. So, Brucey, I'm sorry it didn't work out for you today, mate, but look, we are all... I think Newcastle's almost everybody's second team, a lot of our second teams.
It's hard to not like Newcastle. Yeah,
so look, again, apart from True Geordie, who of course we love as well, it wasn't your day today, Newcastle fans, if you're watching. Nothing but respect from us. We're going to sign off now. We'll talk to you guys soon. Up the motherfucking Reds, top of the league, buddy. Top of the fucking league. Tickety boom, motherfuckers.